In August, Australian authorities are planning to resume the search for Malaysia Airlines Flight 370, the Boeing 777 that went missing in early March with 227 passengers and 12 crew members. Some of the most experienced deep-sea searchers in the world are bidding for the contract to explore a stretch of ocean that's 23,000 square miles, about the size of the state of West Virginia, not to mention at least over 16,000 feet deep. It's an area labeled by authorities as the priority search area. If we assume that Inmarsat and the team of experts who spent months crunching satellite and other data are correct, that remnants of Flight 370 are sitting on the bottom of the ocean somewhere in this box, how likely are searchers to actually find it? Experts with experience in underwater search say that even in an area as vast as this, existing technology makes it possible to leave no ocean bottom, crevice, valley, cliff, or mountain unchecked. They say that if MH370 is down there, and given enough time, it can be found. So how long will that take? Nobody knows. That's because the speed of a search depends on the type of sea bottom terrain found in this particular area of the ocean, 1,100 miles off Australia's coast. Sections that are mostly flat and that have minimal sediment can be scanned for large debris relatively quickly, but some mountainous undersea topography makes the effort far more painstaking. Unmanned underwater vehicles might be required. They'd operate within 30 to 40 feet of the ocean bed, where they'd have to navigate around shadow-casting outcrops. UUVs shine bright, battery-powered lights in order to take high-resolution photos. What do we know about the terrain in this particular area? Compared to many other parts of the ocean, very little. It's too deep and too far offshore to be commercially exploitable for the oil and gas industry. It doesn't see a lot of commercial shipping traffic either. To get a sense of just how little of this area has been mapped, look at these narrow bands running across the bottom of this satellite-derived image. Until the search for MH370, these were some of the only swaths of seabed in this area that had been captured with multi-beam sonar technology, which offers more accurate depth measurements than these narrower, single beams recorded by commercial ships. And we do know of one potentially tricky area for searchers called Broken Ridge. Its vertical drop at 13,000 feet gives it more height than some parts of the Alps. Its 15-degree slopes would be too steep for most skiers. It's likely to have rough, warped terrain that would camouflage debris. What happens next? Australian authorities are doing additional mapping of the area using 3 modern sonar survey ships. The images they provide aren't high resolution enough to spot sections of a plane, but they will help those contracted to resume the search decide how to approach the task. But as the head of one company bidding for the job puts it, no one's going to know how hard a search like this will be until they get down and start searching.